allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, everybody that's here has been here numerous times, so I won't go through all of the exits and everything else, but in case the power goes out, just follow Ron. He'll be the first one out. So, other than that, we are going to follow the rules and procedures adopted by this board at the beginning of the year. We'll follow the agenda. We have, first item is approval of the minutes of November 19th. Anybody have any changes, questions? Do I have a motion to approve? Motion by Tim, seconded by Adrian. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We're good to go there. So no continued public hearings, no new public hearings. Other board actions. First item up, PB 2025-1102, Crosber Enterprises. I will recuse myself.
Okay, so first item is PB 2025-1102. Crosber Enterprises, and the action tonight is final site plan approval. But really tonight is just doing the determination whether to accept the application for a public meeting. So,
I have nothing to say unless you guys have questions.
Perfect.
yeah, nothing, Ron?
They've all had the draft resolution that's
Yep.
posted. We're ready to go for scheduling a public meeting. On the 17th. So,
Straightforward?
Yeah.
You've seen the resolution, good with it? Okay. That is, was it the 17th? Yeah. Okay. With that, can I have a motion to waive the reading and approve the resolution as presented?
Moved.
second.
Okay, clerk, take a roll call. Please.
Lucia.
Aye.
Doug Meeks.
Aye.
Gina Souza.
Aye.
Adrian Bell.
Aye.
Okay. That was too easy. Okay, I now unrecuse myself. Good job. Okay, next item up is, we've got two items. We are determining completeness on 2025-1103 and 1104. These are two lot subdivisions. These are for preliminary applications, and this is determination of completeness. So, Ron, everything's complete, I think, right?
Everything is good. He has the setback variances for the two existing structures
Good.
that are involved. We're ready to schedule a public hearing, which we have to have.
Yep, public hearing on the preliminaries.
So,
Good.
Yeah.
Is it possible to preliminary and final in the same meeting?
the difficulty with that is having assurance that the draft resolution isn't going to change and that that's not going to affect the change in the final.
We have rarely done it just because we kind of follow, but usually it's pretty quick. I mean, you do preliminary, boom, and then you do final. I mean, it's, as long as you get the updated document in for signature quickly, final is really quick after that. Actually, I would bring in the preliminary final with all the changes to be signed along with the final so that we're ready to go.
Well, except you got to determine those,
Hmm?
you have to make the determination that what the final is acceptable.
Yeah, we would then have to do the acceptable, so it's a month out. But from that, yeah. Yep. Okay, Paula,
I'm all set.
engineering. Okay, anything else from the applicants? You've seen the resolutions, everything's good? Piece of cake. Board have any questions, concern? A motion to block the two resolutions and waive the reading and approve them as presented. Motion by Tim, seconded by Doug. Any other comments? Clerk, take a roll call vote, please.
Pete.
Aye.
Peter Souza.
Aye.
Adrian Bellis.
Aye.
Hamilton.
Aye. Okay, we blocked them and approved them. You're good to go. Get on the next meeting and we're moving. Okay? Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Sorry it was so long. I know. All right. EB 2025-0401. Ron, fill us in on the ambulance corps. They got their DEC approvals, so what's going on?
Well, there was some confusion and we went to the town attorney for
Yep.
opinion, and he drafted he took my draft, edited it, sent it to you in draft form, and then he also sent a final form. What we had discovered is that once you grant final site plan approval, that's good for 2 years according to the town code. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
2 years is an awful long time to wait
Yes, it is.
for you to get a signed final site plan drawing.
Yep.
That's why we have put the 180-day period in there, so that the applicant knows, hey, you got to the finish line almost, let's cross it. We have had some changes, as you know, in the building development office.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result of that, they missed the November 3rd deadline. Had we known about it, we would have, of course, done the normal thing to extend it for 90 days, as we usually do,
Right.
to get the signatures on it. We didn't make we made the mistake of not catching that. Fortunately, however, the changes that had been made to the final drawings, if you go back and look at the original resolution, said that at some point they'd have to come back and amend those final drawings to put on there the easements for the sidewalk and then other things. This instance, we have the DEC permit. It's noted on the final drawing, the period that it's good for. The sidewalk easements have been filed with the county clerk's office after being accepted by the town board.
Mm-hmm.
And the third thing is, we now have from the real property office, the correct address for this site, which is 1300 County Road 8.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, it was 5505 State Route 96. So everything that happened was kind of like a blessing, if you will, because we now have the final drawings that we would have otherwise had to come back and amend at a later date, being ready for signatures. Tomorrow, we would like to proceed with a pre-construction meeting so that an ambulance corps can get that facility moving along. They want to do some interior work that they haven't been able to do. I'm not sure whether Alex Amering is on or not. He said he was going to join us.
Looks like he is.
There.
It's up there.
He may want to add anything to this, but he and I have worked very closely on this, getting the Form H10 from the site design and development criteria completed. It's been signed now by Caden Lloyd, the code officer. We're ready to go tomorrow with the pre-con meeting at the PRC meeting. All we need is your approval tonight to continue to allow this thing to proceed towards getting the necessary building permits to start improvements.
And this is obviously is a draft by the town attorney, so it falls within his understanding of what is proper procedure.
And you saw there that he took what I had done and crossed out things and added things and,
He educated it.
but he educated. So it's a good training.
There you, absolutely.
To be very honest with you, knew that there was a 2-year limit on site plan approvals. But we had nothing in the code for when the final site plan drawings had to be submitted.
Right.
And that's something that we need to look at either under your bylaws for next year or maybe a code amendment for next year. Depends on where we end up going.
Bylaws would be easier.
Oh, yeah,
Especially
absolutely.
with staff the way it is right now. Right, Paula? Paul, you got anything on this one?
No, sir.
Okay, Lance,
I think
sound good? Makes
think-
sense?
everything makes sense. I'm good.
Okay. Regina, any comments? Adrian? Anybody online have any comments?
Alex?
No, I just say thanks to Ron. This procedural item was a bit of a hiccup, but the ambulance corps was delayed about 6 months
Yeah,
dealing with the wetland stuff, and they're anxious to go. So we appreciate town staff's work to help get us on tomorrow.
perfect. Okay. Doug?
No.
Anything else? Okay, we're good. So we've got a resolution here that I assume everybody's comfortable with. We know our attorney is, and that's the most important piece. So with that, do I have a motion to waive the reading and approve this resolution as presented?
Moved.
Moved by Doug, seconded by Regina. Any other comments? Clerk, take a roll call vote, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, good to go.
I would.
All right.
I'd just like to add into the minutes that I appreciate Jeff being accommodating as he was today.
Yes.
To give this a priority, get it back to the planning board so that we could keep this project moving along and so that the ambulance corps can get the signed drawings and come in and get their building permits and start making the renovations to the interior of that building while they're waiting for warmer weather to put the bays on.
There you go. We're looking forward to it. All right. You got what you needed there. Okay. Next item up is open discussions. Ron.
Okay, I've got a number of things. First of all, the town board on December 9th, next Tuesday, is going to be hearing comments on the open space index update.
Right.
That's been prepared by the Environmental Conservation Board. I would encourage members of the planning board to read the document. If they haven't already, it's online. It's also available in the town clerk's office. A lot of work went into that. A lot of people had pieces of the puzzle to work on, and we lost a couple of conservation board members. One died during the process, a terrible loss, and hopefully somebody from the planning board will be there Tuesday night to speak up that it's important to
Okay.
maintain their board status.
Yep.
Couple of other things tomorrow. We have a busy PRC agenda. Couple of solar questions are coming up.
Yeah, go for that one because we'll be obviously talking about this soon.
Yeah. First one is the Ironwood or Pioneer Mill Works, or Pioneer over here on Route 96. They have a solar application coming in. And the question tomorrow for the PRC is they'd like to have a waiver from the standards that are required in the code for constructing a access road from a public highway back to the solar arrays at industrial standards. Now, we'll see where it goes tomorrow with the PRC and the fire chief and others, but the issue here is they're trying to avoid having to go to DEC for a wetland permit. Because if they have to go in there and disturb the base of that laneway that was put in years ago and have to reconstruct a bridge over that classified DEC stream, that's going to take a long time. And I'm of the opinion that fire department probably is not going to want to send $1 million truck down that driveway only to have it bottom out and get stuck or go through the bridge that wasn't never intended to accommodate that weight of vehicle.
True. What about ambulances even, Ron?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
If there's an injury out there during
Right.
construction, how would an ambulance? even-
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, and by the way, Doug, thank you for sending that information on the
Yeah. that's good.
solar panels.
Those preliminary is not in our state, but it's something that I kind of question all along too.
So we need to send that out, have staff send that out to the rest of the board, because I think,
Okay,
Doug and I, or Doug
Yeah,
sent it
just,
to you and I.
you guys,
It's a
FYI.
study done in Virginia
Virginia,
Yeah.
put it on now,
about solar and rain runoff,
the runoff.
water runoff. And how what they've seen so far has seen significant increases in runoff from solar farms.
It's just a change in, so if there's an open field now, it is more concentrated flow is what they're starting to find from the rainwater running off the solar. It's just the preliminary report, but then they're
It'll
gonna,
take 2 more years.
I'll get you
Fine.
yeah, and 29 is gonna be their final recommendation for it, so. They're adding.
Good info.
Yeah, it's just kind of interesting, I thought. My work out of Virginia, I'm on their list and thought I'd pass it along.
You're on a lot of people's lists.
The other thing, other solar farm, fish solar farm over on Mount Payne.
Yep.
Tori, Clark, the engineer, the, associate for permitting for the new equity energy company, sent a letter to me saying that, here's the, answer to the needs for conservation easements. He sent a bunch of maps and whatnot. And he originally wanted to come to this board tonight to get a determination that yes or no, they need a conservation easement because of the impact on class 1 through 4 soils on the fish farm. I reminded him that, first of all, you can't piecemeal this thing to the planning board because you don't have an approved or an accepted application at this point in time. And until you do, what you have identified is part of the special use permit criteria that you have to show that you can't put a solar farm of the size you want on any other portion of the lands owned by the property owner. And I alerted the Conservation Board and the Ag Advisory Board that this is going to be a test case. It's going to be one of the first ag conservation easements that we have to act on. Because apparently they conclude in their minds that they're going to need one on somebody else's property, and which one is it that's going to be recommended to this board. So that's where the Conservation Board comes in with their open space index, and the Ag Advisory comes in with their farmland protection plan.
Right.
And the mapping, and it's going to be quite an exercise to demonstrate to other municipalities who have tried to copycat what we have put in place. And I talked with Jeff about it this morning, and he wasn't aware that we had such language. But they are willing to find another location.
How many acres, remind me again?
It's about 14,
14 acres.
13 point something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much that one. The other thing is,
And they can't No, they can't do a conservation easement on their own, on Fish's property, it has to be on somebody else's.
Well, they tried that, and I said, read the code. Okay. It's pretty specific. It's
Yeah.
gotta be on somebody else's property.
Right,
So, this will be a test. It's the first, that we have. Now, we also have Fairdale Meadows subdivision coming up. That's the, 40 lot subdivision on the
Right.
north side of Route 96.
right,
And, I was talking just tonight with the manager of Fairdale Glen Apartments. Believe it or not, they got a waiting list.
Really?
Yeah,
It doesn't surprise me, because rentals are going so fast around here. I heard the, waiting list for on the creek there is like over a year, easily. For there too, I guess most of the places around here have long waiting lists. Yeah,
so anyways, that, leads me to the next project, and that's the Farmington Meadows, conditions for the incentive rezoning of that 68 acre site over there on 332 and 41. We'll be drafting those hopefully later this week or next week. To get out there for, I'm looking at, there are differing views of what is an amenity. Some say that the public roads that they're putting in are not amenities. That they'd be required anyways by the planning board. And I'm saying, well, yeah, but the applicant knows that they can't have a signalized intersection on 332 unless it's a town road. And the highway superintendent's already stated that that east-west road has to be a town road. Because otherwise, ultimately, he knows that the town will end up with it if they don't require it. So that's an amenity. And then some of the other things that they're looking at is the trails and the oversized stormwater drainage and things of that nature.
yeah.
It's gonna be an expensive project where they're.
Well, yeah, and I think it kind of shows, because when they made some changes based on some requirements the town is putting in, they had to actually change up the mix so that they could make sure that they were profitable in the whole process.
Right.
They had to put in more homes and stuff like that, so.
I did talk to the lady who backs up to the Prosper
Yep,
site. And I said, you realize that an 8-foot fence is not gonna block your view of the back of that building as much as a berm with trees? Because of your deck and the elevation of your deck,
yep,
you'd look right over the top of that 8-foot fence. And I said, the planning board didn't hear from you, so they assumed that you didn't have any issues. Well, can I come to the next meeting? Yeah, you can come to any meeting, absolutely. So I think she understands that you made the decision in the best interest of everybody, and
Mhm.
we'll see where that ends up.
yep.
And other than that, that's pretty much everything that I have. Oh, the fire hall is coming, okay? They are coming to you probably in January for preliminary site plan review and approval. This is Station 2 over on Hook Road. We, staff, have met with them, gone through things with them, made them aware that they're in the MSOD and they gotta have street lights and they gotta have park benches and they gotta have all this good stuff. They do have some variances, which I'm gonna ask Paula to talk about now.
Make sure, Ron, on that, make sure you let them understand the process. This isn't something just because they're a fire department that they're gonna come in one meeting, get the approval and walk out with.
Oh, I'm sorry. Fair deal, but fair deal. Yeah, oh, yeah, no, they understand,
I mean, because it's a process,
yeah.
you know? Okay,
The biggest incident that came to my mind recently was when I drove by and saw all those Christmas trees out there saying, wait a minute, we gotta anticipate this on the site. You know, we can't just send the Boy Scouts away with the new facility. We gotta have some place to put them.
okay, anything else?
No.
Paula? You're up.
I'm talking about what the variance is for, Beardale
Meadow.
Glen, Beardale Meadow.
Better Meadows, the
Yeah.
40 lot subdivision.
There's 5 area variances.
Oh, because of the lot size?
Right.
Or closeness or positioning of the units on the lot?
They're setbacks.
Okay,
They're fairly minimal variance.
Yeah, one of them, they want a, side loaded garage for the structure so that they have more usable space in their backyard, for accessory structures. One of them.
okay.
I don't know if, what else you,
But
do you have any other questions about it?
They have many applications, right?
Yeah, they've submitted an application. It's submitted to the county. It'll be December 22nd. CBA,
Okay.
Cool.
along with a pool variant. Yeah,
And we've got the response back from the ZBA tonight that they have no objections to the planning board being lead agency. That coordinated review is coming to an end here.
So we can start that coordinator review next meeting?
We started it already.
Oh, we already did? Okay.
And that's it for me.
Okay, Paul, it's all yours.
I guess I'll just, Caden's been our acting leader. He's doing a fabulous job. We are collaborating with the town of Victor and Ontario County to assist us with, mostly with, fire inspection
Mhm.
stuff. I've been shadowing along with Caden,
Good.
get more, up to speed on inspections,
Okay,
and that's about it.
okay. Lance, what's going on in the engineering world?
Currently we are working with the town on updating their water district master plans and their sewer district master plans. They're pretty
Okay.
outdated, a lot of old information. So our GIS team and the town have been working together to kind of come together on creating a final version for the town. So that's been a long process. We're still working through it, but it's coming along. I just updated the sidewalk master plan for the town with the anticipation that the town may apply for yet another TAP grant. Obviously, that's to be determined, but nonetheless, we updated the map to reflect the current conditions outside, based on the improvements and the approvals this board have made over the last year. And then we're working on the site design criteria manual. Obviously, as you guys know, it's pretty much a twice a year update, it seems to be for the town. So we've been collecting data and information from staff. And we're gonna try to get that scheduled for January to start implementing some of the newer updates that they're looking for. And then lastly, MS4 updates. Obviously with all the turnover at the town, there's gonna be some MS4 stuff that we have to work through to get a MS4 officer designated, and then ultimately update the swamp plan so that when in April, when the annual permit comes out, we're able to apply and be compliant with the DEC criteria
Okay, yeah, we don't, because we don't have an MS4.
currently.
And then Tim was involved in that as well, right? And he's going to be gone, so,
Right, so typically it's, the town has the right to designate an official. Usually it's the code officer and or the highway or water superintendent or public works superintendent, somebody of that background. When there isn't one designated, by default, it falls on the supervisor.
okay. I'm sure he wants to go out
I'm
there.
sure he.
Well, maybe that'll encourage him to fill the position.
I think that's pretty urgent.
Take him out there in the middle of the winter. Exactly. Oh, there you go. That's even worse. Yeah, for sure. Anything else?
That's it. Thank you.
Online, anybody have any comments, questions, concerns? Can't even tell who's on there. Okay. With that, board, Regina, any comments? Adrian?
Just, I'm glad to see Country Max has their parking lot lights up and working finally.
Cool, they do.
They find-
The only thing, Paul, I just would make a comment there on, one of the things with Country Max that we stressed when we proved that is that they were not allowed to store trailers against their docks. You bring them in for a day and for a bit, we wouldn't care about two, but they can't leave them there all the time. And I get the impression that a few that are back there have been there for a significant period of time.
That because of the snow on the roof?
No,
Oh.
this was way before the snow. Just keeping it, just one of those things to just kind of keep an eye on when you guys are driving by there.
They were doing.
I don't know. One of them was a FedEx truck. So I don't know. But just something to keep track of because has been a problem in other locations. So for what it's worth. Okay. Tim? Doug? I don't have anything else. Again, for staff, if you need me to do anything, let me know. I'm back among the ability to do everything but lift over 10 pounds with my left hand for 9 more weeks. So I'm good to go. So with that, motion to adjourn from Adrian, seconded by Regina. All in favor? Aye, we're adjourned. All right.